Hello! This is the One Episode Rule, a podcast about first impressions. I am Magpie, and I will ask my co-host to stand well back. I have consumed 500% my usual in-between episode anime
Whoa!
budget. I do not know if you can withstand the weeb radiation coming off of me right now.
No, it's fine. I got a pair of sunglasses right here.
I apologize, Magpie, but I too have consumed an extremely large quantity of anime.
Oh God. Set off the klaxons. We have to get the rest of the staff out of the office.
Yeah.
I watched like
evacuate.
3 episodes of JJK, so there's that.
So yeah, before I talk about that, how are you guys? You want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Black Hole. I was sick. I was recovering at the Violet Evergarden Convalescence Home last week, which is what why we had that off. I'm feeling better now, and I'm also cultured. I've become cultured.
You've absorbed some of the great culture of the world.
Yeah, Tetra, my girlfriend, showed me Madoka.
So you said you watched season 1 of Madoka, which is a statement that
spin-offs.
I was about to say, because that's a statement I don't understand. So you watched Madoka, and then you watched
Madoka, but there's spin-offs, and I also
watched more Madoka.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Because I've seen Madoka, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, but then there's also 3 movies. And
what'd you
2
think?
of them are recaps, and then one of them is new shit.
I should see the movie sometime.
Yeah, same. It's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because as far as I'm concerned right now, Homura really didn't do anything wrong.
No, I think he should be allowed to be an evil bitch sometimes.
Uh-oh.
Homura and base Madoka is kind of normal and reasonable.
No, she didn't. She didn't do anything wrong. She's fine.
She's a little unhinged. It's not normal to stop time and steal from the Yakuza, but I mean, if you could stop time, wouldn't you steal from the Yakuza?
No, it's normal and fine. No, you should. It's morally correct.
How are you doing, JoJo?
Hi, I'm Joey. I didn't, like I said, I consumed 3 episodes of JJK this week. That was fine. I got brought some, JoJo's based con swag. It's very cute. It's like a little keychain with all of my best girls in it.
Yeah. It's like a Jolene and Hermes.
Yes, and Foo Fighters.
And they're doing the Lupin in the car.
Yes, in the tiny little yellow car. Yes, it's very cute. And I love it. And that's my week.
That's some pretty good con swag. I haven't been to a con in years. I think I would just die if I entered one.
I've been roped into going into there's going to be a holiday convention.
Oh, so, shit.
Everyone come meet me at Hallmat.
So
all of our 0 listeners, come meet me.
So I'm gonna talk about some shit, all right? Because I did a little field reporting in that I indulged in watching anime that's good. I was really surprised by that because I was just like, wow, it feels good to watch anime that's good, and not whatever shit we pull out on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I consumed I consumed fucking all of Agretsuko season 3.
Yes, good
show. That boy Haida is a fool.
He like I said, he gets dumber. He gets worse.
That boy is a fool. I saw the first episode of season 4 earlier, and I was just like, he seems to have learned nothing.
No, he didn't. He didn't learn shit.
But anyway, so that's a good show. But I did watch quite a bit more of Violet Evergarden and Blue Period, back to back, which was a bad idea.
Oh no!
Because those shows are great, except they're emotionally damaging.
I think we all need a week off to recover from.
And like Blue Period is a little less so, but it surprises you with its emotional depth, especially if you're passionate about the arts. And it'll fucking just sideswipe you when you're not prepared for it.
Get
But
yoinked.
then I watch an episode of Blue Period and I watch an episode of Violet Evergarden, and every episode of Violet Evergarden is it just shakes you emotionally to your core in a different way.
Just like, whoa.
And you're just like it's like oh god, she can't tell her brother that she's happy he's alive.
Oh no.
She can't express herself. I'm just like just like he came back from the war injured and he blames himself for not being able to protect their parents.
Oh
no.
So yeah, it fucks, every episode fucks you up, but I keep coming back to it.
Yeah.
because I kind of want to be fucked
I feel like that's a hallmark of a good show, is like it can be really emotionally draining, but you're like, I need more of this.
It's just like, I want more.
Mm-hmm.
So oh yeah, and I watched JJK with JoJo, which that's just a good show. It doesn't damage you emotionally most of the time. Most of the time. So yeah, that was my consumption. I believe the radiation spike is beginning to subside.
Yeah. So so you did some consumpting, and I had consumption.
Shit.
I drained your energy so that I could experience media.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll probably continue on with those and continue gushing about them on the show. So
awesome.
I'm hoping to keep this up whenever I finish them and move on to like Higurashi and Odd Taxi and shit like that. So
nice.
And eventually I will go back for FLCL Progressive.
Oh no, your homework. I've lost my place as the anime update guy. It's you now. You had to carry the torch.
But speaking of updates, you guys want some news?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I've got some news. Let's see, which of these should we tackle? Okay, speaking about shit that's about me, because I love talking about that. I popped open my news array today to find some stuff to talk about on the podcast, and I found out that Inu-Oh, the anime film about a disfigured man putting together a rock act with a blind biwa player in Edo era Japan, is premiering in the U.S. like 20 miles away from me at the Modern Art Museum.
You should go.
So I'm trying to decide whether I want to go to this.
Oh, you should definitely go.
They're showing it's anime at the Modern, and they're showing like that. And what else are they showing? I have the page here. They're showing Fortune Favors Lady Nikuko. They're showing Belle.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yet. They're showing Pompo the Cinephile and Inu-Oh, and then they're showing Belle again. But yeah, I'm trying to decide, because the thing is I don't really have anybody to go with.
Aw, I have to fly out.
I might now. There's a strong chance that I'll go by myself, because I'm not really. I don't really get embarrassed by going to the movies by myself like other people, but I do like to have a companion.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I have a friend I might ask, but they might be busy. So
yeah.
But if I go, I'll let you know about the museum art house anime movie cinema going experience, which straight up has like film experts introducing the films before you watch them.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very high class, and it costs like $10 a movie. So.
Oh wow.
So it's pretty cool. So I'll have to figure out whether I'm doing that.
Yep, good luck.
What else do we have? The Junji Ito adaptation, Junji Ito Maniac, I think that's what they're calling it, the Netflix adaptation that isn't Uzumaki, announced some casting, which none of us really care about because we're not familiar. We're not super familiar with Japanese voice actors aside from the guy who voices Dio. But we do have some stories that they're going to adapt, which may be more relevant. They're going to adapt the strange Hikizuri siblings, the Seance. They're going to adapt Long Hair in the Attic, Unbearable Labyrinth, let's see, The Bully, and Den of the Sleep Demon. So these stills don't look bad.
Fascinating.
They look a little cheap, but the visual style is solid. Like it all matches, unlike unlike the other one. So I don't know. It could be good. Keep an eye out for that on the old Netflix.
Interesting.
And finally, the speaking of Netflix anime, the Tekken Bloodline Netflix show has finally dropped a trailer, and I have watched it.
Oh boy, what'd you think?
It seems very stupid. However, this is about Tekken, so maybe it should be very stupid. Other than that, the voiceover was very hammy. But other than that, the animation style doesn't look bad. It's a little. It's not what I would expect. It's got a lot of like lineless elements, so it's kind of like softer than I would expect. But yeah, that's out if you want to watch it.
Nice.
Learn about Jin Kazama training with his grandpa to kill Ogre. Join the fucking Iron Fist tournament. So yeah, that's the news.
Can I demand a news item?
You may bring one to the floor.
Have you seen that they've started dropping cast for the live action Yu Yu Hakusho that they're creating?
Boy, let me tell you, I have seen almost nothing but that.
I sent an image of live action Karama to our good friend Gil to just torment him, and he did scream at me. So
I saw who they cast for Kurabara, and I said, I don't know anything about Yu Yu Hakusho, but let me tell you, this doesn't look like a 40-year-old man like Kurabara.
Yeah.
Kurabara looked like he was made in a workshop out of clay.
He was made in the same factory that Okuyasu came out of.
Exactly.
This dumb like rude boy factory.
Yeah, where they just make them out of basic geometric shapes with fucking clay knives.
Yes, we love them. You love to see them. That's all I wanted. Just a brief moment to acknowledge that that's happening.
So yeah, Jojo, you said you had something for us. What do you
have a show that has been suggested multiple times by our good friend Louie, who wasn't able to make it this week, but has also seen this particular anime before. So we're going to be watching Tomodachi Game.
Oh yeah, that one.
This one.
All right, well, let's get to it then.
I can't believe I recovered from a respiratory illness for this show.
Yeah, I was just going to go with, I like a critique of capitalism as much as the next.
Maybe the real debt was the friends we made along the way.
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? Anyway, I'm gonna read the blurb on this one because I'll be real, guys. My synopsis is gonna suck. I kind of blanked out. Not because the show was bad, but just because
I am curious if we could just have like an old time style show where we just talk about things chaotically.
we cannot.
We can't go back, Blackle.
We can't do that anymore.
But I'll do it. But I'll try and keep this shit short. But first, a blurb. High school student Yuichi Katagiri cherishes his close circle of friends composed of 4 classmates: Yutori Kokorogi, Shiho Sawaragi, and Makoto Shibe, and Tenji Mikasa. However, when the funds for the upcoming school trip are stolen, the incident causes Shiho and Makoto, who had been tasked with collecting the money, to distance themselves from the rest of their class. Soon after, Yuichi and his friends are deceived into a meeting and knocked unconscious by unknown assailants. After waking, the group find themselves confined to a white room with a controversial figure Manabu. It makes him sound like a disgraced member of the Diet or something. It sounds like he introduced an unpopular social policy.
Just imagining his Wikipedia page where it's like children's TV controversies.
I was about to say it sounds like a Wikipedia section.
Yeah.
Manabu-kun, who introduced the unpopular children should be shot out of a cannon policy.
Fuck.
Refuses to apologize.
Yeah.
Anyway, who reveals that one of the 5 has gathered them together to clear their personal debt of 20 million yen. To pay off the amount, they must participate in a variety of psychological games that will test the true nature of their friendship and humanity. Distressed and isolated from the outside world, Yuichi and his friends need to cooperate to complete the games. But as their concealed feelings and problematic paths begin to surface, their seemingly unbreakable bond may soon shatter into irreparable pieces. All right. So let's get in on this. I gotta keep these people's faces in front of my
I know, right?
eyes.
Every friend group has.
Every friend group has 5 seemingly identical people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this isn't one of those. Well, I do see a pink-haired girl, but this isn't one of those animes that wildly varies like character appearance for the sake of art. It's very grounded in Japanese.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunately a little difficult for me to remember some of these kids' names. But anyway,
yeah.
Our main guy is Yuichi Katagiri. So Yuichi, we open on Yuichi working hard at on a delivery route on a bicycle to raise the 70,000 yen he's going to need to put forward to join the class trip, which is something he and his friend group all said that they would do. So he's been working hard at it for an old man, delivering, I don't know, like newspapers or something?
Something like that.
He's delivering something. Newspapers seems like it would be archaic, but at this point. But I don't know. Some people still read print media. I bet Japanese local newspapers do a lot better than American ones, just for tradition's sake.
Maybe.
But anyway, so yeah, he's a not well off, but he's a hard worker. So he's made the money. And in our next scene, after class, he's hanging out with his friend group, and he has informed them that he has raised the money, and they're all thrilled. They're all real proud of him, even though the rich kid says that he could, his dad could have easily paid him off. To which he gets roundly roasted for being a little bourgeoisie fuck.
For always talking about his money.
Well, we're introduced to the characters here. Shiho, the long-haired tsundere type. Tenji, who's just a man with glasses.
The smart boy.
I guess he's supposed to be the smart boy, but he looks like any man.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
Yutori is the cute girl, and Chibe is the blonde Ryuji type, but he's not quite as outrageous. So,
he seems pretty normal-ish.
He's normal-ish. He's a bit of a shit. But
yeah.
Honestly, he's the one with the most identifiable characteristics, aside from Chiho being a tsundere. Anyway, so this show moves fast too. I should say that. And tends not to drag on scenes because we've already moved to the next day, and the crux of the next day is two of them, the glasses boy and Shiho, are up before the class to tell them that the money has been stolen. All 20 million that were gathered for the class trip were stolen out of Shiho's locker, despite the fact that she locked it, and she begs someone to come forward. Nobody does. And over the next couple of days, she and Glasses Boy don't show up to class anymore, which naturally leads everyone in class to say,
"Hey, they did it.
Those two probably stole it, right?"
It was them for sure.
Which is not an unreasonable take. So yeah, it's getting tense, and nobody will answer their nobody will answer their text. So they're just like, oh shit, that's a problem. We should probably go check in on them. Anyway, Yuji goes home.
Yep.
He just goes back to his shitty little apartment, and he's doing something. He's wrapping up roses or something. I'm not sure what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about.
But it seems suspicious now that I think about it. But he's doing a weird thing.
Maybe it's another side job that he just has.
Whenever he's interrupted by a sound outside, and he pokes his head out, and he's just like, "Is anybody there? What's going on?" And nobody appears to be there, but there does appear to be a letter hand delivered to his doorstep. So he picks that up, and it's from Shiho, and it says, "I need you to meet me at the school gates at 11 o'clock at night, sharp." So he says, "Oh shit!" So he hauls ass over there, and when he gets there, all of his friends are there, and they're just like, "Oh, you're finally here. You're late." It's just like, what are you doing calling all of us here? Which is, suspicious because he didn't do that. They all say they got letters from him inviting them there. And he's about to say, "Well, I didn't do that. Here's my letter from Shiho inviting me here." When he gets tased,
he just gets tased.
He just gets tased. Well, I don't know if it matters to make the distinction between like a stun gun and a taser.
He goes unconscious. That's the point.
He is electrocuted until he becomes unconscious.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking about like a real taser, like the fucking Thomas Swift electric rifle
that shoots out at you.
Yeah, it shoots the prongs into your flesh and then just lights you up. Whereas a stun gun is the one with the little prongs that goes, which are usually a lot less intense.
I was gonna say usually those aren't gonna render you unconscious. I mean, maybe if they pressed against you for a long time.
Well, yeah, they might lock you up if they really leaned into it. But I'm not even sure the batteries are equipped for that sort of thing.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if it's possible, but this is anime, so you got to suspend a little bit of disbelief here.
And most of those are for like civilian use. Anyway, who cares? This isn't important. So, he does go unconscious. And he's fucked up about it because he sees them assaulting his friends, too. And he's just like, oh, no.
My friends!
No, not
anything
my friend.
But my friends, as he's going unconscious.
It's time for me to have some dreams, hallucinations about my grandpa telling me about how money's the most important thing, and about my mom telling me about how my friends are the most important thing. And the dichotomy between the two.
Yep.
Ooh.
That'll become important.
My different motivations as a poor person. Makes me inherently suspicious to the viewer. Is there some ideology in this? But,
we'll see.
So yeah, when he awakens, he's with the others of them in a holodeck from Star Trek: The Next Generation. Except it's white instead of black.
It's the pain cube.
It's a cube. Cube
like a
of
portal.
it is a portal room.
That's true.
When they sit up and they go, oh, what the hell? For a moment before one of the walls, it's a cool mechanism where one of the wall panels presses forwards, and out from behind it steps this horrible mascot costume. So this guy's name is Manabu Kun, and apparently he's based on a old cartoon about a kid who used to bully all the other kids, which is that's diegetic. It's made up for the show. But,
but within the universe, it's from like a show.
And he comes to lay it out, which is there from this point on, there's going to be a lot of complicated, stupid death game rules.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I'm going to lay it out in more basic terms, which is he lays out that, hey, one of you has a $20,000 debt, which incidentally is the amount of money that was stolen from the locker. 20,000 yen debt.
20 million yen.
20 million yen debt. And they have caused this to happen. So you're going to play my game. You're all going to take on a part of that debt.
You're going to split it 5 ways among you, which will...
which is 4 million, which is a little more like manageable. But various things that you do can make the debt go up or down. In this fucked up game I've got, and they're all just like, this is shit, and he's just like, well, don't fly off the handle. I don't know why they don't fly off the handle, but we'll get to that later. I'll give you a minute to think about it. So they all get into a circle, and you think they're going to talk about it, and so does Yuichi.
He's like, let's talk about this, actually.
He's just like, let's talk about it. Everybody says, let's not talk about it. I don't care who has the debt. We're all friends. We should help out.
Yeah, no, it's... The Tsundere girl is extremely suspicious throughout this entire episode, because she specifically is like saying something like very specific about how, oh, whoever took on that debt must have been trapped and had nowhere to go. Totally don't know who it could have been, but it doesn't matter because their friends should help out, right? Wink, wink.
And Glass's kid immediately backs her up. So,
yeah.
I know for sure. I know 100% for sure it's got to be the quiet girl.
You think?
I understand and I feel you. I just think that the anime is trying to trick us into thinking that Tsundere girl is the suspicious one here. But I can agree with you. Yeah, it's
if I had to lay odds, I would say it was the rich kid. But anyway, and that his wealth is a lie. But but anyway, doesn't matter. So yeah, that's suspicious as fuck. And you're just like, hey, what the fuck? We were going to talk about. And then he gets called. And then Manabu-kun does a call out post on him for not supporting his friends without question.
Yep. He's like, aren't your friends more important than money? And he's like, my friends are important. My friends are. And he has another flashback to his grandpa and his mom.
He's like, my friends are important. What the fuck? Hey, get out of my face, you little shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, long story short, they end up nobody really agrees to it, but they end up going into the next room to do the game. The first of the games, which is a Japanese it's like a Japanese Ouija board kind of thing. Where there's a big sheet of paper, there's a fox statue, kitsune statue, and the big sheet of paper on one side says yes, and on the other says no. In the middle is a big coin, looks like a big penny, and that's going to be their planchette. They're all going to put a finger on it and push it one way or the other. And basically, the the plot here is that what do they just have to answer like
They
one
have to
question?
get one question right, and then they win the game. If they
Yeah.
get 5 questions wrong, they lose the game, and their debt like doubles, I believe.
The person who has the most debt has their debt doubled.
Yes.
So yeah, so they all they go in, and I forget what order they ask in, but the most important is that the one before last is Yuichi, and the last one is Yutori, the quiet girl.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they ask low ball questions. They ask a regular question uh, to show how the game works. It doesn't have any stakes, and they get it. And also a weird caveat that doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Which is the fox the fox spirit favors an underdog. So if even one person pushes against the others, it will favor them. This is not how physics works.
Yeah.
In fact, if you were doing a planchette with 5 other people and everybody else was stock still like a statue, it would be incredibly difficult for you to move it at all.
Yeah. Let alone to
Anyway,
go against the grain, but there's something weird going on here.
I could move it, but that's because I'm fucking swole and have huge forearms.
Them's fighting words.
But anyway. So yeah. So the series of questions goes like this. They are extremely low ball questions. They are: is Mount Fuji the tallest mountain in Japan? They answer no. It's obviously yes.
Yeah.
And they go, what? What the fuck?
Who messed it up? Question mark.
Shiho recoils from this. It should be noted, like physically.
Mm-hmm.
But another rule is that you cannot speak unless you are asking a question. Otherwise, your debt is doubled.
Yep.
So
they can't have a minute to discuss this.
they can't talk about it. They just have to go on instinct. So the next question is like, is 1 + 1 2? And they go, okay, maybe somebody got confused and pushed against everybody else on this one. Surely this no.
They get it wrong again.
They get it wrong.
They're like, what?
So it eventually gets around to Yuichi, and he pulls out the card, and the card just says, reader chooses question. And at the bottom it has what are the rules that it has at the bottom? Because it's just like, if you get this wrong, your debt is halved.
Yeah.
If the group gets it wrong. So
yeah.
he immediately spirals, because he's just like, does that mean that the rest of these motherfuckers have been getting these wrong on purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Well, clearly I've got to get it wrong on purpose then. Everybody else has. When he looks across at the girl and he has a flashback to helping out the quiet girl and about their special relationship. And he says, no, they want to leave it all on her. I'll push it to yes.
Yep.
And
then this is where they reveal that there's like other people in the building watching them.
Yeah, they're being watched by Central Command,
like a spy network.
Like it's fucking Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
So yeah, he says, okay, I forget what question he asks, but he's like, I'm going to ask a question, and we're going to push
something
it towards
really easy. Are there 7 days in a week?
7 days in a week, and he's just like, I'm going to push it to yes, and he fails to push it to yes.
So someone else was pushing it to no.
They were pushing it to no for unknown reason.
Yeah,
possibly to fuck over the last person.
Yeah.
It's almost definitely that like it's the puck is like being controlled by a magnet underneath or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and like the staff may be fucking with them.
Yeah, it does feel like it could just be rigged. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Like it may be rigged until the very last question. That would be appropriate for whatever fucking reason they're doing this for. But when are they going to reveal the fucking kaiji pickle-faced old man they're doing this to entertain?
We'll come back around to that. Let's finish up this summary because we're almost to the end of the episode.
We're almost to the end. So he tries it, and it doesn't work. So he spirals again. He's just like, "Oh shit! What the fuck is going on?" So it goes around to Yutori's turn, and she's about to pull it out. Whenever he speaks up and says, "Hey, before this last question," and it flashes the rule on the chalkboard. It's just like, if you talk, your debt is doubled. And he says, "Does anybody know what Sawaraki's panties color is?"
Yeah, and then he does like a Joker smile.
He does it. He becomes the. He's become the Joker.
Joker-fies.
The man has become the Joker, and then it cuts there. And I have to say, all right, these are not my kind of thing.
Yeah.
But
well, you obviously know why I picked this one.
If you need a fucking first episode hook, saying something so goddamn ridiculous in the middle of the death game is a good first episode hook. If only so you could go to episode 2 just to find out what the fuck he is doing.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I like this show because, like, okay, go in expecting kaiji. It turns out that it's just Danganronpa.
Yeah, you go in expecting kaiji gambling game, and it's just like, no, actually, I think I might hate my friends.
Well, I mean, it's like I said, it's more like Danganronpa because they kidnap a bunch of children and put them in this building separated from society. There is a horrifying mascot. Hey, we need to talk about how awful Manabu is.
Yeah, we do need to talk about Manabu because Manabu does break my suspension of disbelief because I'm gonna do a little aside for style. There is a scene from Metalocalypse, right, where irritating side character Roxo the Clown is hanging around the band, and their manager, Odenkirk, thinks he's a bad influence, so he talks to one of the hooded dudes that work for him and says, "Hey, give Roxo a ride home," and he whispers, "Put the boots to him, medium style." And the next scene is just them kicking the shit out of him in a field. This is how I feel like this would have actually gone down in real physical space. They would have just attacked him. It's just like, the 5 of us are going to show you the strength of our friendship by kicking the shit out of you, like the gang from JoJo Part 5.
Or like the guys from Office Space destroying a printer.
To be fair, whoever brought them there tased them, so maybe they assume that.
Yeah, but once the wall
horrible
closes,
puppet is, yeah, I guess. I mean, they would have time to beat the shit out of him for a little bit, at least.
Exactly. Yeah. You're not in there with him; he's in there with you.
True.
At the very least, I would try and snatch his big dumb head off just to see who's underneath.
Well, also, he's the size of a child. They could have overpowered him.
This is true. They could have kicked him around that room like a football.
He looks like that weird,
He looks like Pinocchio from Shrek. He looks
like that donut character that from the Austin Powers movie that goes into space.
What? I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. I'm not gonna lie.
He looks like any number of stupid mascots.
He's like a dumb little puppet man.
I kind of hate him. He reminds me a little bit of Ness from Earthbound.
I could see that.
Anyway, let's go down this. I have complaints.
Yeah, my first complaint is this dub is a little rough.
Oh yeah, we're going to the same place. Okay, so this dub, right? On the scale of dubs, technical problems, not existent. The recording is actually good. It's mastered well. You can hear everybody. They don't it's not like blown out like it is sometimes.
Yeah, no. It's recording end, it's fine. It's the acting is,
and even the acting is passable. The characters read their fucking lines and they don't do it awkwardly or inappropriately. The problem is these don't sound like high schoolers in a death game.
That's true.
They all sound like They also had like mid-20s adults just talking on break at the office.
Yeah.
Especially the glasses kid, Mikasa, just sounds like a grown-ass man who doesn't really care that much about what's going on around.
Yeah, it's questionable.
He sounds
Definitely
like
questionable.
he sounds like LaCroix Crispin Freeman.
They recorded in a room with Crispin Freeman there, but he didn't actually say anything.
He didn't
was
say
just
anything.
there. His presence was available.
So yeah, I'm not a fan of the dub. The animation quality, normal, seems like. Doesn't
fine.
really stand out in anything other than Manabu Kun's design. Actually interesting.
Yeah.
Um
Oh, okay.
oh, that thing, yeah. Big Boy or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only artistically interesting thing about this. And I like the
Every
outro
now and
song.
then.
It was okay.
Say again?
I like the outro song. It was okay.
Oh, yeah.
The art in the outro was pretty good.
Yeah. What I was going to say is every now and then they have like the profile moments where the art style changes a little bit, and I thought that was funny.
Yeah, but I don't like them.
No, I don't either. I just thought it was they
art,
remind me a little bit of like original sprite Higurashi.
Oh yeah.
Just the way that it's like painted, it's like
it's weird. It get like they'll stop to give you the profile on the person, and the art gets a little bit worse.
Yeah. It's strange looking. But also the fact that some of the moments like speed by like within a millisecond. You cannot read what any of this profile content says.
Can't read their bio. It's only up for like 4 frames.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if you're supposed to be reading it.
So criticisms. Okay, this show is probably all right for the kind of people who like this sort of thing. I can see where it's going. It's got like it's basically a kind of prisoners game aesthetic going on here.
Yes.
It's do you have the ability to act outside of your own interest?
Right, in the interests of the group.
I don't. I feel I don't care that much about that premise to begin with, but I feel like it could have been done better here if they had put just a little melodrama on it, because that's a reason that I like Kaiji better than this.
Yes,
it's because whenever Kaiji pulls his cards up and looks at them, there's an apocalypse goes off behind him. He's just like, my soul is coming out.
The biggest tears come out of his eyes. Like, this show would have been so much better if they were like crying a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Like volcanoes are going off behind him and
screaming.
shit.
I think the other thing about Kaiji is that like there's sort of an elegant simplicity to its games.
Yeah.
Just feels so contrived and complicated. Like,
it feels too complicated.
Yeah, they have too many layers of rules in here.
There's too much going on.
We didn't even talk about the one rule where you all have like name tags that have your debt amount on the back, and you're not allowed to show it to anyone, but you can tell everyone.
Yeah, because you
say it out loud, because
so
then
you can lie to them.
So you can lie. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know, JoJo. This is your kind of thing. Tell us about it.
Okay, we've watched a few of these on the show now. This definitely lower than Kaiji. Kaiji is the golden standard for me. I like this premise better than I liked the Kakegurui. I liked it better than that. I liked it better than the what was the one with the like financial district or whatever?
Yeah, we can go through a couple of these. It's just like this is better than Kakegurui, fucking see the money of power and possibility.
Yes.
It's better than Mirai Nikki. It's better than a lot of the death game shit we've seen. Because a lot of the death game shit we've seen, let's face it, bland.
Probably not better than Danganronpa, but it's been a long time since I've watched it, and that's a completely different genre, but there's an obvious comparison to be drawn there.
I've been meaning to play that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I
because
think my problem.
my friends won't shut up about Komaida.
Right before we've hopped back into recording it, even.
Anyway, go on, Blackle.
I just don't like death games. They're just very boring to me.
No,
I think Kaiji was the
understandable.
only one I've seen that was like kind of interesting.
It's because Kaiji is so outrageous in
I think
style,
just
isn't it?
Kaiji is very like a compelling as a character.
Kaiji's a good character, but also
Yeah.
like the commentary that they're trying to make with that show, they actually nail, in my opinion.
Uh-huh.
Like
Where they kind of fumbled it here, because what I got off of them in this first episode is that people who are absent from school and people who are poor are inherently suspicious.
yes. or like this might just be rigged, or
Yeah. Like I can't like it's hard to tell if it's hard to tell if it's rigged, and also like I think that if they were going to I feel like they should have given this a little bit more room to breathe, I guess. Like they sort of sped through it too fast. I think it would have been interesting if instead of him being like the third to read, if he was the first to read, right? And then the next then they could have made it so the next 3 episodes is him trying to like orchestrate the game so that it works out in everyone's favor or something.
Right.
Yeah, again,
trying to strategize and like
like even within the concept of the show, which I'm not even a fan of, like I feel like they could have done it better.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, this has okay, follow me on this, because this is a weird one. With how important their relationship is, I feel like they should have front loaded more of them hanging out.
Yeah, no, I
because these
agree with
people
that.
feel almost like strangers.
Yeah,
But
no, I feel very characterized. I think that's what they were trying to do with the
I feel like this
stuff.
premise, minus the money and like the game aspect, is done better by slasher movies.
Yeah, that's true.
I really feel it. Like I Know What You Did Last Summer and shit, where it's predicated upon people's relationships and weird pasts.
Right?
And it's just like, or murder mysteries to that effect, where it's just like, who's doing to this? Could it be Ted? That's sort of thing. I feel like I feel like it's a better premise for like a lower brow thing than they're going for.
Yeah. I get you.
Like, I don't know. I feel like it could have been that I'm just like, this is just giving me ideas how it could be done better, and I'm angry. Like it could have been that like he's the first to read and he sees like it's just like it's telling him that like I just like I'm imagining it so that like I would just love to see him like be like, oh god, I gotta like make this work for everyone's favor, but I'm gonna look like the bad guy or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
you want to see him like fight against the prisoner's dilemma.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's another thing is we don't actually know what the rest of their cards said.
Oh yeah.
We have to make the assumption that he's making that they all got the same deal, but we don't actually know.
Yeah.
I mean,
the order was selected in advance, was it not?
So, yes. We like
they could have each been told different things. It's all very confusing.
I want to know what would have happened if he asked something like a question that we don't know the answer to, like no one knows the answer to, like
right.
Like what is the Riemann hypothesis? Is the Riemann hypothesis true or something like that? Like how do they judge that?
You just ask non-yes or no question. What can change the nature of a man?
Yes.
But anyway, I'm gonna say, I don't want to come off too harsh on this, because we watch a lot of trash on this show, and I don't think this is trash.
No, this isn't necessarily trash. I just agree with Blackle in that there feels like they could have like done some things different to improve this first episode. But I'm intrigued by the premise. Like, and obviously this is my genre. But
so anyway, I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna watch any more episodes. But it's not because I really hate this. It's just because it's not my favorite, and I have a lot of other stuff to do.
Yeah. I'm gonna say maybe. Again, this is a thing that I always say. Like, I am going to watch more of these, and then I'm busy and I just don't watch anymore. But this is one that I would consider watching more of. Like I said, it's my genre, and I need it now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take it Blackle's not gonna watch any more of this.
No, I'm actually trying to like figure out what, because like I don't like this kind of like. I'm trying to decide like if I don't like the genre,
or if it's just because they haven't
oversaturated and like. Because the thing is, I like Eden of the East, right? And that's like, it's not a death game, but it's certainly like a gamey type of show.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what I like about that one is that it feels more like a Gibson novel in that like you don't know what's going on. Like,
but also they take it slower.
Like, yeah, oh yeah, that's true.
Like the first episode was like a whole lot of laying out like brickwork, whereas this they just jump in right away. Boom, boom, boom. Let's do it.
Like you want your nasty games, huh? We're gonna give you your nasty games. We're gonna jump right in there. We're gonna have our little nasty games real fast.
Well, anyway,
like I was gonna say, even Kaiji lays out some brickwork. They don't do any games in the first episode. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, I went real gremlin there. I don't know what came over me.
If you would like to tell us about your favorite nasty games, then you can do so at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That is one the word, not the number. Tweet us what color under. No, don't do that. Tweet us completely normal tweets at OneEpisodeCast on Twitter.
Why is that a thing? Real talk. Why is that a thing? I remember being a high school boy. I don't care what color.
I think it's supposed to be just like a trope
thing.
I think it's just a trope at this point.
Yeah, but like tropes have the basis in like
maybe at some point
cultural assumptions. Like, is it are Japanese dudes just so fucked up about?
I mean,
that and repressed that they're just like, I need to see panties.
If you want panties, just go to the store and purchase them. Go to the store and see
them. It's not even just a Japanese thing. Like, they're like Americans have panty fetishes.
I don't understand.
We can't do this.
I don't understand. Explain.
Incomprehensible. How am I supposed to explain a thing that I don't have? Listen.
No, for the bit. Explain.
Okay. When one person and one pair of panties love each other very much.
All right, that's enough.